In this video, I'm going to be talking about Canvas culture. Canvas is a super fun place to attend church, to volunteer, and to work. And there are several things that we do to make sure that it stays that way. We like to pass these on to our volunteer teams because you are very much a part of shaping the culture of Canvas and making Canvas what it is. So first, in your new volunteer packet, there is a sheet of paper and it is called the SMAC list. And that stands for specific, methodical, and consistent. These are a list of statements that we use as a staff to create the kind of culture that we want Canvas to be. I would encourage you to take a few minutes to read through those statements, and if you have any questions about what any of them mean, please ask your team lead, and we'd be happy to go in more detail about those. The other thing that makes Canvas a super friendly culture is our smiles. We want families to experience 7 genuine smiles from the street to the seat. So by the time they drive onto Summit Ridge Drive, which is the church which is the street that the church is on, to the time that they sit in their seat, we want them to have received 7 genuine smiles. We all know that it can be super stressful getting to church on time and getting the kids out the door, and sometimes you get in a fight with your spouse on the way to church. So having 7 genuine smiles starts to break down the walls that we have built up just on our way to church. The other thing is we want to have a customer service attitude. So we want to roll out the red carpet and go above and beyond in any way that we can to help families in any way that they need. So if that means that they have questions about their environment that their kids are in, or if they need to know where Lost and Found is, that we are going to go that extra step to make sure that their questions are answered, that they feel comfortable, and that they know where they're going. So that means walking people to the Lost and Found, which, by the way, is in our main lobby next to the reception desk. If you need to know where the Lost and Found is, please ask your team lead, and we'd be happy to show you where that is. We also pride ourselves in Canvas Kids about being proactive rather than reactive. That means we have some policies put in place that are there to protect you as the volunteer, but also to protect the kids in our environments. Now, it may seem overkill and it may seem like, oh, this one time it's no big deal. But again, little things matter. It's one of our SMAC list items. And so we would ask you to abide by these policies even if you don't fully understand them or if you think they might be silly. If you don't fully understand them, please ask myself or your team lead to explain them in further detail so that you can understand it better. One of the things that we have in place to be proactive is we have a 2 adult rule when we take kids to the restroom, meaning we always have 2 adults present when we're taking kids to the bathroom. And this is just for accountability purposes. Again, because we want to be proactive rather than reactive, we have put safeguards in place so that if a child were ever to accuse someone of something, that we can say there's no way that happened because we have these safeguards in place. Another one of those things that we have in place to be proactive instead of reactive is that we ask you as the volunteer to never be alone with a child. So whether that is making sure that there's another adult present or a youth helper, or that you're in a room with multiple kids, again, this just helps us with accountability purposes. We value being transparent. There's nothing that we are trying to hide from parents, and we want them to know that. They can come check on their child at any point during the gathering. They can pop in and just see how their child is doing, and there's nothing that we have to hide at Canvas Kids. Every adult in kids ministry has received a background check, and we really value that. So before a person can begin serving, they have completed a background check and they have been cleared of any possible legal issues. Another thing is that we ask you as the volunteer to keep in mind that you are representing Canvas Church. So whether you are in the building or you are at your home or on social media, that you're representing Canvas Church. But more importantly, you are representing your relationship with Jesus. So we just ask you to keep that in mind at all times.